Mexico's 2-0 victory over the United States in Guadalajara was not only a significant result on the pitch but also a moment rich with symbolism and history for both teams. Raúl Jiménez, once a linchpin of Mexico's attack but sidelined in recent years, made a triumphant return to the scoresheet, delivering a vintage performance that reminded fans of his importance to El Tri. His sublime free kick and assist led Mexico to break a 7-match winless streak, 0-5-2, against the U.S., a streak that dated all the way back to 2019. For new U.S. head coach Mauricio Pochettino, this was a hard lesson in his second match in charge, marking his first defeat at the helm after a promising debut against Panama. The emotional highlight of the night, however, came in the 19th minute when Andrés Guardado, Mexico's all-time appearance leader, was substituted out of the match to an overwhelming ovation from the fans. The 38-year-old Guadalajara native was playing his 182nd and final game for Mexico, capping an illustrious international career that had spanned nearly 2 decades. As Guardado walked off the pitch in the city where his professional career began with Atlas, tears and cheers filled the stadium in a fitting farewell to one of Mexico's most cherished players. On the field, Mexico dominated the match, particularly in the absence of several U.S. regulars, including Christian Pulisic, Weston McKennie, Timothy Weah, and Folarin Balogun. Without their usual playmakers, the U.S. struggled to find any offensive rhythm, managing only 5 shots, just one of which was on target. In stark contrast, Mexico dictated the tempo with 17 total shots, 5 of them forcing saves from U.S. goalkeeper Matt Turner. The game started with a degree of promise for the U.S. as they held possession and moved the ball confidently in the opening exchanges. However, they failed to test Mexican goalkeeper Luis Malagón during these moments of early control. Mexico gradually grew into the game and broke the deadlock in the 22nd minute after U.S. midfielder Aiden Morris fouled Roberto Alvarado just outside the penalty area. Raúl Jiménez stepped up and curled a beautiful free kick over the defensive wall, nestling it into the top right corner beyond Turner's reach. It was a moment of pure quality from Jiménez, a player who had not scored for his country in over a year. That goal shifted the momentum entirely in Mexico's favor. From that point forward, Mexico pressed high and forced the U.S. into mistakes, disrupting their ability to build from the back. The second half began with more Mexican pressure, and it wasn't long before they capitalized again. In the 49th minute, Jiménez once again proved instrumental, relentlessly pressing U.S. defender Tim Ream after initially losing possession. Ream attempted to dribble out of his own half, but Jiménez's persistence paid off as he won the ball back, setting up César Huerta for a low shot that slid past Turner and nestled into the bottom corner. The goal was a culmination of Mexico's pressing game, which caused significant problems for the U.S. throughout the match. Huerta's finish was well taken, but it was Jiménez's determination and quick thinking that created the opportunity. From there, Mexico never looked back, controlling possession and ensuring the U.S. couldn't mount a meaningful comeback. For Pochettino, this defeat exposed some glaring issues, particularly in the absence of his key stars. Without Pulisic's creativity or Balogun's goal-scoring threat, the U.S. struggled to generate meaningful chances. Their midfield lacked cohesion, and their defense, while solid in moments, was undone by individual mistakes under Mexico's pressure. It was the 3rd time this year that the U.S. failed to score, following a 1-0 friendly loss to Slovenia in January and a 1-0 Copa America defeat to Uruguay in July. For Mexico, the victory was about much more than just the scoreline. It was a statement win at a time when the team desperately needed a boost in morale. Under new management, El Tri had struggled to find consistency, but this performance, led by veterans like Jiménez and Guardado, showed that Mexico still has the quality to compete at a high level. Jiménez, in particular, will have been pleased to silence his critics, who had questioned whether he could still contribute after his struggles with injuries and form. His 35th international goal on the night marked a symbolic return to the fold. The emotional farewell to Guardado also added a deeper significance to the occasion. Having made his international debut in 2005, Guardado has been a stalwart for Mexico through multiple World Cup campaigns and countless battles against the U.S. His final appearance in front of his hometown crowd was a fitting conclusion to an extraordinary career, and the ovation he received reflected his immense contribution to Mexican football. The U.S. now 1-24-4 all-time in Mexico, will need to regroup quickly as Pochettino continues to mold his squad. With key players expected to return, the focus will be on finding the right balance and addressing the defensive lapses that cost them in this match. Mexico, meanwhile, will look to build on this momentum as they prepare for future competitions, hoping that the leadership of veterans like Jiménez and the energy of younger talents like Huerta can guide them back to the top of CONCACAF. This match, a testament to Mexico's resurgence and a reality check for the U.S., will likely be remembered not just for the goals but for the emotional farewell of one of Mexico's legends and the return to form of a once crucial striker.